So people have to know, you and I have known each other for what? Close to 5 decades. 4?
Sheesh.
4.5?
Yeah, about 40 years.
Yeah, easily 40 years.
Yeah, 40 years.
Yeah.
Man,
And just so people know, Jimmy Fields is a professional kickboxing trainer, boxing trainer, black belt in karate. Where are you from originally?
Toronto.
Toronto.
Yes.
Is every answer you're going to give one word?
No, not at all.
Oh, awesome. Look at that. It was a sentence.
there we go.
It was just a direct question and a direct answer.
Absolutely. No, hey, Jim. So you and I go back so far. It's crazy. So you're from Toronto.
Yes.
What did you do what brought you here?
What brought me here was I was in Toronto training, and like usual, people come to me.
Right.
So Leo Laux lived in London.
Okay.
I lived in Toronto. So we needed a place to train. So we decided to drive halfway. He came from London to Kitchener. I came from from Toronto to Kitchener. And Ron?
Oh, just a minute. So that's how that worked?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never known that.
That's how we originally worked it. And then finally, I kept getting more and more guys.
Right.
So then I moved from Toronto to Kitchener.
Where were you training in Toronto? You said you were fortunate.
I was always very fortunate because Monty Guest, who had a karate club on Eglinton Avenue,
Yep.
because I wasn't training anywhere at the time, but I had several students that we used to train. So he let me use his gym.
It's very kind of Monty.
So I used to go there and train there with, actually 3 people. There was Vince Catrazola, Lynn Kelper, and Bill Best, those 3.
Now, was that kickboxing or karate?
That was actually started karate, but I sort of innovated boxing into my karate.
Right.
So from there, what happened, we trained there for a while. Then I went to Willowdale Avenue, Mick and Martin's club.
Okay.
Trained there. So they gave me a key, and they said, go and use it anytime you want.
Michael and Martin McNamara, Kung Fu twins from Toronto.
Yeah.
Hugely famous.
Yeah, so I used their gym for quite some time.
Wow.
And, I was always very fortunate. I always had a place to train. People always gave me a place. I don't know why, but I guess maybe it's because I didn't do it as a business. I just did it as a hobby.
Yeah, but you're also a sweet guy. Like, you're a great guy.
No, I'm not.
Listen, don't spread the rumors. Maybe it's me that's spreading the rumor. Jim's a great guy.
No, but,
so did you study with Masaroka?
well, I studied. The first person I studied was a gentleman by the name of Bill Melbourne.
Okay.
Then I went to Shinagashi. Then I went to Benny Allen.
Okay, yep.
And then I went to Soroka's because he was the only person who trained during the daytime at the time. After that, I went back to Benny Allen, and I stayed there for the rest of the time that I did karate.
Okay, awesome.
I
have a really great picture. Can I put it up?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's a picture of you. You have hair, lots of it.
Well, I still got lots. All in the wrong place. Yeah, so that's what happened, eh? And when I went to Mick and Martin's, I actually went with Vince Catrazola and Lynn, and then Kenny Clark, who was training with Mick,
Yeah, I know
came
Kenny.
to train with us.
Oh, Trip.
So I had the 3 of them. And then what happened was I ended up managing a bar in Aurora, Ontario.
Okay.
So I moved there. So Kenny Clark used to drive from Toronto, pick me up, drive me back to Toronto, then drive me home, and then go back again, like 4 times in a day.
That's dedication.
Yeah. So, and that's how it really began. And then I just collected more and more people.
Okay, so most people back then, this is back in the 70s? Or
Yeah,
late,
it would be around 74.
yeah, so most people back in 74, they were still really into the Kung Fu craze with Bruce Lee having passed away in 73. What made you... Were you a boxer? Did you box?
I boxed as a kid at Lansdowne AC.
Oh, okay. So that's what brought that was the influence that brought boxing to
Yeah,
the
and
karate.
plus I was a very avid boxing fan
Right.
at
Okay.
the time.
Okay.
And we had no, in kickboxing, there was nobody really, no trainers. Nobody who really did
nobody was
anything.
doing it.
Yeah. So you had to take, like what I did is I took the boxing skills and the kicking skills from
had to mix
karate
it.
and combined them.
Okay.
That's exactly how.
Yeah, but what you were doing there was ahead of your time because no one was doing that.
No. There was very few kickboxing clubs at all.
Right.
You didn't have much of a choice.
You either boxed or you did karate or kung fu
Yeah.
or whatever.
And then kickboxing came and it caught on with like Mick and Martin. They were really promoting it.
Right. Yeah. Well, those
So
two
they
guys.
did all that. And then Ron promoted a lot of shows in Kitchener area in London.
Yes.
So I
The
was
late great Ron Day.
Yeah, I was fortunate because I was never into the political end of it. I only did the training and I loved it. And I let them look after all the
course.
political stuff. I
100%.
didn't care.
Like the promotion.
Yeah, promotions or managing.
Totally.
I just did the training.
Right. So were you accepted by the martial arts community at the time in the 70s by introducing boxing, or were you somewhat of a...
No, I don't think any. See, I never cared. I never thought about what other people were thinking.
Right.
Because I've always known that a lot of people who criticize you have never done what you've done. So they're looking, when you're on your way up, they all love you. When you get to the top, a lot of them are waiting for you to fall.
Right.
So
Yeah.
to me, it didn't matter because it's the only thing in my life that we could fight today, and tomorrow was another day, and I didn't worry about what happened the day before,
100%.
which, I didn't dwell on. I just moved on.
Yeah, I'm just looking at martial arts purists, like, karate people would put boxing down.
No,
blah,
because
blah, blah.
I knew a lot of the people in the martial arts because I started when I was the youngest kid in my karate club when I started at 16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so by 74, like I was in my 20s. Well, in my 20s, So I grew up in karate. I loved it. I still love karate. I think it's a tremendously good sport.
Yeah.
I don't like the sport karate, but that's my opinion only.
Right. I understand.
The traditional aspect of it, the forms and that, I really enjoy. It takes real skill.
So what's the sport? Everything becomes a sport. I understand that, but
I can't really say because everything evolves. Mm-hmm. It evolves as time goes on. Like when I did kickboxing, I did a lot of things that nobody was doing at the time. But if you look today, everybody's doing it.
Right.
right.
And it's even grown into the MMA stuff.
Yeah.
And
But when something transfers into sport, is that because they're looking for recognition, awards, money, or something, or is it, or do we stick to tradition because, well, we move on from like the tradition? Why is that?
that's an interesting question.
I used to always think that people that ran karate tournaments, it was their bonus because a lot of them didn't make a lot of money during the year.
True
So
enough.
when they ran a karate tournament, it was a bonus for them.
They made some cash.
Yeah. So I never really complained about that because you got to remember, in most karate clubs, you turn the lights on and it's playing. The cash register's going. You've got to pay for that time. And when you turn them off at night, it's 24 hours. It's
Fucking
not
right.
12.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
24. You're paying for all the downtime. And it's not an easy business. You
No.
can be very successful at it if you work at it.
But see,
So-
but it's not an easy business. Therefore, you got passion building something, and then when you make it a sport, the passion kind of leaves.
Well,
and-
it becomes a business.
To some degree. I think it's probably due to the business that you created a sport so that you can do that tournament and, get some notoriety and
But it's-
make some cash on the day.
But it's retention also because most people don't want to do the form. They don't want to do the self-defense techniques. Because they find it boring. So you got to make it a little excited for them.
right.
So they learn to
Give 'em a
spar.
reason.
And as the sparring evolves, because people are intelligent, the guys that become very good at the sport, they change the technique to make it work for them.
Yeah, of course.
So they get further away from what I believe is the technical aspect of it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Like when I see a guy throw a lunge punch, and he sort of runs forward, and they give him a point, I look and I go, oh, that's not right. You know,
Why is that not right? Tell me.
because no balance.
Okay.
You're just throwing your weight forward.
I see. So if he didn't land that, there's no point. He's
No, you don't have to land as long as it looks like you score.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's
This is a non-contact
Yeah,
karate
not-
tournament type stuff.
I see.
Well,
Okay.
it's interesting how they do it today. Like you take Mike Bernardo in London,
Right.
very good martial artist.
Incredible.
You know, you see a lot of these young guys. There's a lot of people that I don't know. It's like kickboxing. There's so many different. Thai boxing is very popular in this area here. Mm-hmm. You know, it's good sport. Well, yeah, it is a sport, Thai boxing.
Sure.
But you know, you see more and more people generating towards it as time goes on. For me, I just like doing it. Good technique leads to good cheating.
You're gonna have to explain that one.
Okay, when you have good technique, you can alter it. If you got bad technique, you can't alter it. It just gets further away from what you're doing.
Right. It's like anything. You have to know the rules in order to break them.
It's like this. I'm technically, I like to think of myself as very sound and very basic. And that's what people say, oh, you're basic. Yeah, but it wins.
Yeah.
In boxing, my favorite boxing was Roy Jones. You could never teach anyone to fight like Roy Jones. It's instinctive. You know, he didn't have his technique wasn't what I call perfect, but he was quick thinking. He's athletic. He did things that he shouldn't do and get away with them. But you couldn't teach anybody to do that. It's God gifted.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Would you put Martin Friolet in that category, that it's God gifted?
No,
No?
definitely not.
No, but he trained like crazy.
When you talk about someone like him, I always say this. He's the one person who I trained went further with less than anybody I ever trained.
Right. To my knowledge, he never studied martial arts.
No, 25 years old is when he started. Mm-hmm. So that's ancient.
Yeah.
That's like you're on the backside of your career.
I remember when he came in the club.
And, but he was really dedicated because I think it was really the first thing that gave him self-awareness, pride in himself.
Yes.
And he fought more 12-round fights. So he fought more better guys than anyone I had.
He fought Bobby Thurman twice.
Yeah. But, you know, he fought a lot of very good people. Mm-hmm. Fought a lot of people that he wasn't supposed to beat. And he ends up beating them, you know?
But he seemed to have, like, when you speak of Leo Laux,
Yeah.
Leo's incredible. He's an incredible karate guy. And his accuracy and speed are insane.
Yeah.
If he wanted to, you know, kick you in the cheek, he could kick you in the cheek or pick a spot and he'll hit it. But Martin didn't have that, but he had, in what I saw, just a natural pivot.
Yeah.
The guy could hook like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but see, how can I put it? When it comes to him, it was his work ethic that made him. Because most people, when they start a fight, they're up here, and as time goes on, they start going this way. Friolet was the complete opposite. He was down here, which was his normal speed, and by the end, he's here. He's accelerating. So as the fight wore on, he had an advantage. You know, I remember a gentleman from Detroit named Albert Moore always said, "Oh, I'll kill Friolet. I'll kill him. He doesn't look that good." After Friolet beat him, he walked up to me and he said, "Jim, he's a lot better than he looks." Because he's a worker. He's got the lunchbox and he goes to work, and you know you're getting 8 hours of work out of him. He don't slack off during the 8 hours. Then he goes home. Starts the next day the same way,
Yeah.
you know.
Interesting. And you just had lunch with me the other day.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, man, I'd love to have seen him.
So what made him different? Sorry. What made that in him?
Well, I used to call him the Michelin Man.
Okay.
Because if you ever looked at the Michelin Man, the tires used to be
Yeah.
really big. Well, now the Michelin Man has slimmed down, right? And,
Yeah, when Martin entered the club, he was a
220.
yeah, he was overweight, and he was hoping to get in shape, and he did.
he fought in every weight, from heavyweight to middleweight,
Yeah,
from 220 to 160.
and became one of the best in the world.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
I see. So he was a big boy. I remember you
yeah.
talking about him for sure.
We used to spar, and I'd hit Martin, and my brother Greg also kickboxer, gym trained,
Yeah.
would hit Martin, and then one day at Kill Night, the last black belt class before Christmas, we were all in the ring drinking beers with our boxing gloves on, and Martin was there. So everybody was yelling, "Martin, Randy, Martin, Randy." So we got in the ring, and I took a sip of beer with my boxing gloves on,
Right. Yeah.
and Ronnie hit the clock, and Martin comes out of the corner, and he touches my glove, and he goes, "Randy, I've got a good memory." He's gonna knock me out. Anyway,
It was interesting. For me, it's been a really interesting path to travel
yeah,
because like I said, I was always one of the lucky ones because I trained people from Toronto, from Hamilton, from London, had people come from Detroit,
well, yeah, okay. So what people don't realize up to this point of the podcast, Jim, is that back in the '80s, television announcers on Wide World of Sports and ESPN would call you the doctor. What people don't realize is that back in the '80s, during the Professional Karate Association heyday, following the Bill Wallace, Jeff Smith, Joe Louis, Isaias Duenas championships, you were the man.
Yeah.
Don't be.
I never looked at it. Randy, to be quite honest, I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, but brother-
I was interested in learning.